Hello, it's Mark Ruff here once again with an informative and I'm hopeful, helpful video for you if you're looking to buy or sell real estate. I've been in the real estate business now for over 30 years. I am a licensed real estate broker in the state of California. What I'd like to chat with you about is just some basic information or some basic performance data on the typical for sale by owner versus an agent represented home sale. Again, a for sale by owner sale versus an agent represented sale. And it comes down to a bottom line. It's really just simply about money. And I know and understand the temptation if you're thinking about selling a piece of real estate here in Los Angeles. The average prices are higher than other parts of the country. And when you're looking at fees and costs, the temptation is there to say, hey, I think I could do this myself. And the bottom line is that if you're trying it yourself, you're going to wind up costing yourself likely a lot of money. And it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be worth the hassle. And you're going to wind up with less in your pocket than if you had actually hired a real estate agent. And here's some basic data. I took a look at the National Association of Realtors statistics. And the latest complete year for which NAR has data is 2018. They are still working on their data and performance metrics for 2019. That is not unusual when you're looking at hundreds of thousands, if not millions and millions of home sales in the United States in any given 1 year. So this is the latest data that we have. In 2018, the latest year, only 11% of home sales were actually for sale by owner properties. So 89% of all residential real estate sold in the United States was represented by a real estate agent or broker. Now, the 11% is what we're going to focus on right now. So 11% of home sales in 2018 were by owner closed sales. All right, here's the data. The typical for sale by owner home in that period of time sold for $200,000. All right, the average home sale price in the United States represented by an agent was $280,000. Now, there's some anomalies in there, I'm sure, but we're just looking at the hardcore data. That's number one. Of those home sales that were represented, or rather that were completed as a for sale by owner, over 1/3 of those properties, those owners did not even actively market the home. So it kind of begs the question, well, if they completed a home sale without actually marketing it, how did that happen? Here's the interesting fact. Of those 11% of home sales that were by owner sales completed, about 90% of those sellers, guess what? They already had a buyer identified. It was a cousin, it was an uncle, it was a neighbor, it was the family member who wanted to buy the house for a number of years. And okay, you've got a buyer in the pocket, go ahead and strike your deal. Good luck, work it through escrow, and I'm hopeful that works out. But that's very, very few of the home sales that were completed by owner had an already identified buyer. Okay, that's number one. Number two, of those completed home sales by owner, only 1/3 of them chose to place a yard sign in the yard. So no active marketing, no yard sign, or rather a yard sign, only 1/3 of them did. Open houses, about 1/4 of those homes were held open. Friends, relatives, and neighbors who kind of helped advertise the home, that was about 1/5 of those sales. Online classified advertisements. Classified advertisement, really don't even waste your money. If that's what you're thinking of doing, trust me, don't even waste your money. Very, very few home sales occur as a direct result of an ad. And I would even say, if you have nothing better to do on a Saturday or a Sunday, do a virtual open house. I've got informative videos in my series about how to conduct a virtual open house. Go ahead and try it. But usually a home sale does not occur as a direct result of an advertisement being placed or an open house being held. It's just a very, very rare occurrence, even for real estate professionals like me. Okay, social networking and websites, those are helpful these days. They kind of get the word out. And print newspaper advertising, less than 1%. Don't even waste your money on print ads. I'm surprised they're even printing newspapers anymore. It's really a waste of paper, in my opinion. I've got an LA Times app. I still subscribe to a newspaper. I get my daily news, but not in printed form. okay? Here is some additional interesting data for the for sale by owner that I think is informative and helpful. For sale by owners have a formidable task. If you're thinking about trying to sell your home on your own, it's a very daunting task and a very challenging process to get through, okay? Here are the most difficult tasks that for sale by owner home sellers face. And this is through surveying them. This is what they say is their most difficult task. Number one, getting the right price. How do you determine what is market value? There's different opinions on what market value is. If you're looking at past historical data, that data may not be accurate today. So therefore, it's not an accurate value. Number two, preparing or fixing up the home for sale. In some instances, I advise my clients, don't do a darn thing. What you're telling me you might need to do, in my opinion, in over 30 years in the business, is probably a waste of time and money. It's not going to impact value, and it's not going to impact desirability, and it's likely not going to impact your days on market, okay? And then number three, selling within the planned length of time. Often what a for sale by owner says is, let me see, I'll try this for 30 days, and I'll see what comes through the door. If I can generate an offer in 30 days and get this knocked out, okay, I'll give it a 30-day try. Then you get to the end of the 30 days, you might have a lot of interest in the property. You probably get a lot of calls from real estate agents, probably like myself, telling you that they're the best thing since sliced bread. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the 30-day period, you're still sitting there with a for sale by owner sign in the yard or not, or an ad placed in the paper or not, or friends and family already getting tired of answering your phone calls to help you market your home. These are daunting challenges, especially in the age of COVID. So here's another challenge that for sale by owners often express: having enough time to devote to all aspects of the sale. Some of my students have asked me in the past, Mark, I'd like to get into real estate, but I think I can only do it part-time. And you know what I tell them? Don't waste your time doing real estate part-time. It can't be done. In my opinion, it just can't be done. You've got to dedicate your entire time and focus and energy on trying to get real estate sold. It just doesn't sell itself. You have to sell it. Okay, so that's another daunting challenge of a for sale by owner. Another one is understanding how to do all the paperwork. But Mark, I can call an escrow company and have them do all that. Well, yeah, but the escrow company is only going to take your direction on how to draft what is necessary to complete your sale. They're not going to do your negotiating for you. They're not going to conduct and handle your physical inspections. They're not going to conduct and order appraisals for the buyer. They're not going to do any of that, which falls in your lap. And in my experience, if I'm relying completely on somebody else to get my work done, it's probably not going to happen. So I dedicate all my time and energy to try and do it. So, and here's the bottom line. Here's really the bottom line when it comes down to it. The for sale by owner property, regardless of price point, usually will leave money on the table and losing value. So the cost or expense of a real estate fee needs to be looked at not as a cost or an expense, but literally as an investment. If I tell you that you will invest a certain fee in doing something, but yet through that fee is going to be a huge return on that investment by getting you substantially more money for your property than you can by yourself. And number two, by probably getting you more money than any other real estate agent could get you, I would imagine that that would be something that you'd like to hear about. So if that's the case, give me a call. All of my contact information is down below. Call me, text me, email me, however you want to get in touch with me. We'll have a short, brief, no hassle, no obligation consultation conversation over the phone. And let me just figure out how best to get you moved forward to your next destination without leaving a dime on the table. Maximizing your value, minimizing your marketing time, and virtually eliminating the hassle through the process. If that is something that you'd like to explore, give me a call today. I look forward to chatting with you. Have a great day.